Welcome everybody to Numerology Alumni Series 7. Can you imagine? 7. This is crazy. I can't believe, and it was nuts because it's been 7 episodes. Time is flying and flowing by. And it's still so fresh in my mind. The reason why I wanted to do this, the reason why I wanted to create a series webinar was for the reason of continued support, so that you guys, my family, you guys are my clients is such a dry word. I like to think that it holds a lot of value, but for me the real value is in considering the family, the hugs that we get to give each other. Inside of this group, I've had the honor and privilege of meeting Susie. I've had the honor and privilege of doing Estelle's session in person. Okay. But then for people like Andrew or Vicky or even Kim's, when we had our time together, there was that challenge that, and Susie and I felt this when we first did this, that we couldn't give each other a hug. We couldn't be there in our actual experience to see each other and be there with each other, until, when I actually met Susie. It was crazy. But the feeling is that you guys mean so much more to me than just spending, 1 hour talking about your birthday and then, your chart and give you a name and thank you, goodbye, and, ching on the register and thank you, come again, and next. Guys, this is your lives. And the reason why I wanted to create a space like this was that we need to have a heartbeat. We need to have an actual expression of our love and our energy that happens every single month. I mean, for me, it happens way more often than that. You guys know I go live like every other day. But the reality is that I wanted to come to an exclusive space that does not get broadcast. It does not get shared out to other people. This is a safe space for you guys to commune with me and to absolutely have this open environment. There's always a different group of people with us. There's always a different level of energy that gets a chance to participate. There's a message in here for you, whether you're here with us live or you're here watching the replay, but to understand that we've got connection, we've got power, and we have something that we get a chance to connect together with, makes me feel like the support continues. It's not just this one conversation. And, even when I was talking to Estelle just a second ago before we started recording this, and, she's like, I commit, I got to do this. I'm listening to Wesley. I'm listening to this. I'm putting it on my, while I'm working. And that's a grind, I remember, working jobs and and then I had John C. Maxwell's book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And I'm sitting there on my headset at a call center. And then, and people are kind of looking at me like, what are you reading? So what are you reading? I'm like, it's a book on leadership. And they're like, oh, where do you find books like that? I'm like, oh, you people don't even know, man. You got to be an entrepreneur. Why are you drinking? It's so negative. It's bad for you. And they're like, yo, keep that pyramid scheme stuff away from me. And I'm like, oh, forget you. And I'm taking my highlighters and I'm putting notes in here. And I'm actually going through this book and, learning how to raise my lid. And, it's a wonderful book in case anybody ever wants to, grow your level of leadership. To know this information is huge, just sidebar note. But to think that when you commit to this, this is not a single button. This is not a single post. This is not a, what do I say in order to get someone to buy something? That's not how this works. You have to contribute to yourself every single day. And as I was telling to Estelle, you're the business. There's nothing wrong with the plan. There's nothing wrong with the program, the compensation plan, an AGIC, or anything else. Whatever program you're promoting or advertising right now, whether you're a freedompreneur or, AI, or you're GPM, or you're just on your own doing your own, the allied forces, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. What the one thing that aligns and communicates and puts us all together is that you have a story, you have a journey, and the better you get at communicating this with confidence to people, the more your business is going to magnetize and flourish and flow. Along this journey, you're going to find people like myself, people like Susie, people who are committed and invested in sharing our gifts to help you get to a better place so that you can continue to unload the fuck show that's been given to you from your parents, your society, your teachers, the people that broke up with you, the people who dumped you, cheated on you, the bullies in school. All of this stuff ends up just taking a freaking toll. your kids, and then next, oh man, like imagine me. I wanted kids my whole life. I was dreaming about being a dad. And then I met Sally and I had 3 kids. And I was like, I've never been a dad before. What the hell? And they're all, running off the walls, and, it was crazy. Children everywhere. There's a baby, and she's going to boob, and she's a baby on there. And, this, like, all of this stuff is happening at once. And I'm like, whoa, be careful what you wish for. And I'm like, that's it. It's too bad. I'm doing this. But it was like baptism by fire, by baby fire. And I had to grow very, very quickly. And so we have to understand that, just because you want something, what would you do with it if you had it? Like, that feeling is there. Like, you guys think you want to make money? You think you want to become successful? Jim Carrey says, I wish everyone made money so they realize it wasn't about making money. I'll tell you something. I have more problems now making the money that I do. I used to make what I make now in 2 months in an entire year. And to think that I have more problems now. I have more stress now. Real stress. Before I was like, couldn't find a job. And I don't know if you guys saw this picture I posted on the event. It was a picture of my hand with all of the coins I had. And I was like, I gotta find some money. And to be fair, I was actually looking for money for drugs. And I was like, I gotta find all the coins and everything I have in my house. And I basically like came out with like about, I don't know, it was like $15 or $7 or something like that. So it was a bunch of coins. And I looked at this and I'm like, I'm so pathetic. I don't have enough to buy the drugs that I need. And this is all I have. And then I something came into my head and then said, yo, take a picture of this so that when you make it, you know that, you know where you came from. So I'm like, oh yeah, well, cool, that sounds like a good idea. So I took a picture. And I remember, because I saw this thing The Rock did. He's like, one time I had $5 in my pocket and I knew 2 things, that I was broke, I didn't have the money, that I wasn't going to stay there for the rest of my life, that this wasn't the way it was going to go down. And I looked at my hand, I'm like, I'm like The Rock. I'm like The Rock right now, and I have nothing but a couple of bucks in my hand, and this is pathetic because I, don't have enough for what I'm looking to buy. And it didn't occur to me that I should buy food or pay my parents back or, actually do something proper with my. It just occurred to me to laugh at myself and be like, this is pathetic. And then the other side of the picture is a picture of, can I see it? Is it here? It's a picture of my Enagic checks. And I'm like, yo, what's up? Now and I spread them all out. I wanted to see them all and make sure that I knew. And every single time you get one of these, someone's life has changed. Every single time you get one of these, it's because someone else has decided that they wanted to partner up somewhere in my team or a product is sold. And it was funny. It was crazy because, for a while, I really didn't know what the hell I was doing. And even still to this day, I like to maintain that feeling that I don't know what the hell I'm doing because, you stay learning. And sorry, yeah, you guys in AU, you guys on the opposite side of the world, they just put money in your account. Isn't that fun? We had to take pictures of our checks and take it to a bank or do something crazy with it. You guys actually just get it straight up, put it in, you wake up. It ain't no mailbox money. It's direct deposit straight into your account. So think about this for a second. We have changed the way that we want money to come into our lives. And if you, for just a second, think that you want to make $15,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month, based on an online effort, guys, that's like a huge transition than putting in 40, 50 hours per week for 4 months or 3 months just to make the same amount. It's a transcendence of belief. It is a completely different atmosphere. There is no oxygen up there. You have to have some complete different, piece of the puzzle. It's not even the same story. And yet people are we're all doing this. That's why being an entrepreneur is so freaking amazing, because it breaks the shit out of you and you have to break down into your most fundamental Lego pieces of who you are in order to rebuild. And while you're rebuilding, there's going to be a podcast, there's going to be a Bobby, there's going to be a community, there's going to be a team, there's going to be a coach. And some of these people, I saw this one post, he's like, oh, this entrepreneur game is so shitty. Everybody just wants to take your money and they don't give a shit about you. And I'm sitting there thinking I want to bite so bad. I just want to I want a keyboard warrior so bad and just be like, dude, when someone gives me money, I buy food for my family. You think I don't give a shit about your success? You think I don't care? You think I don't remember what it was like to hold a few bucks in my hand and didn't know if I should cry or if I should laugh at myself? Like, this is real, and we're in this together. So when I'm putting this thing on every single month, it's because I give every single one of my fucks for you guys, every single one. And it is depressing to me when I don't have clients. It's depressing to me when I'm not doing a go live, when I'm not providing for my business, when I'm not providing for my family. I feel guilty about watching Netflix or playing video games. I can't even smoke weed anymore. Like, I can't, because I know that my Tesla ain't gonna buy itself. My brand new car ain't gonna buy itself. My new life is not gonna build itself. And I don't deserve it if I don't help you guys get it at the same time. So I just want to let you guys know this, like, from the bottom of my soul, from everything that we have to go through, from all of that stuff that we have to experience. You have a hand in the darkness. I will bring you that light. I will be here with you. And you can downright expect that I'm going to be here. I'm not just going to take your money and run. I'm not just going to, say, oh, thank you, goodbye. I am always here for a conversation. I'm always here for some growth. Even if it means, hey, we see each other once a month, and you make space for this one webinar. I know it's on a Friday night, and all the Marvel movies are out, and you could go out to the theater, you can go out and take your honey for a date, or you can be anywhere right now. And instead, you guys are spending it here with me. This got to say something about you guys, especially if it's Saturday afternoon in the middle of spring, or you guys, you know what I mean? Like, is it spring or summer? I'm not sure what season you guys are experiencing right now. But the thing is that spring. You guys could be doing anything else right now, and you're here with us now. Em, what's up? You're unmuting yourself.
Yeah, spring in Southern Hemisphere.
There you go. So it's springtime. And that's a nice feeling of spring. It's actually, me and Sally were laughing at the way you guys must say autumn. Autumn? Was it
autumn?
Autumn.
Yeah.
We call it fall, and
because your leaves fall off the trees, right?
Yeah, right, something like that. And it was funny because you were making fun of you guys, and we're like, don't pretend like you guys don't know what we're talking about. Like, what's fall? What's fall? Like, no, it's autumn. And so yeah, definitely we know what autumn is. We definitely talk about that too. So we use both words, okay? But we're going through a shift in the seasons right now. We're going through a change right now. And we are all absolutely growing. Every single breath you take, every single day you go by, you get a chance to reinvent yourself, ignite the passion within you. Some days you're going to get super shitty. Okay, guys? Like, just recognize the planet spends half of its existence in darkness. Even the place that we call home casts the darkest shadows that we've ever seen. So just in case you guys are feeling that, I promise you something. It's not just you, okay? Everybody else is going through this. And to make things even more powerful, it's, Mercury retrograde. So now suddenly we got all this, dense level of shifting energy, and you're not supposed to get into contracts, and, you're supposed to stay away from things, and everyone's it's like a full moon frenzy to think that it happens, and it happens all the time. And the thing is that sometimes there's going to be this magnet that sort of like passes through the planet, if you want to look at it that way. This dense feeling, if you want to call it Mercury, you want to call it this planet, is going to come through the planet. It's going to test you and be like, how strong are you now? How strong are you now? How strong are you now? And you're like, man, is this just me, or does this planet keep coming by like 4 times a year? It's like, really, it's like it absolutely affects us. The same way that the bigger planets affects us, the same way that the inner planets of our soul affect us. There is a universe inside of you waiting to exist. It's called your future. And we don't know. We don't know how much time we have. We don't know what we're going through. But I'll tell you this, I know something about all of us. We all decided to put like $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 inside of a business. So for the promise and the hope, or the disdain for working, and like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't get fired anymore. Screw the job. I can't do this. I'm just going to go build my own business. And I took that negative mindset with me into entrepreneurship. Yeah, I had some stuff to grow through. I had some stuff to learn. And again, I like to keep it there, because that's where if you know everything, where are you going to grow from? If you have everything, what are you supposed to do? So what I wanted to really, really focus on today, for this thought, was that I planned this, and I was already thinking about this a month ago. And in that month, I experienced the most disconnection I've ever had inside of my own life, with me, against me and my children, against me and my Sally, against me and my business. The most disconnection I've ever experienced in my entire recent history, if you will. of being successful, my new world, my new life. And I recognized that there were some serious plays that were happening inside of the universe. I wasn't the only one. I was talking to my clients going through the same thing. My clients that were having these sessions or these connections and these meetings that were like, man, it's tough times, and we're not where we want to be, and things aren't going the way we want them to, and da da da. And so every reason under the sun. I'm breaking up with my husband, or my kids on drugs, or something is just ripping us all apart. And I had to look at this again, and I was like, if this is all happening right now, and there's something really strong like that's tidal tsunami waving over everyone. What's the silver lining here? What's the silver lining here? So I was like, okay, I'm just going to try to put this together, figure this out. Why are we experiencing all of this negative anxiety, energy? I'm not good enough. I can't do this, and da-da-da. All this stuff is happening. And it made me realize that it's like cleaning your cup. Okay, so we've been filling our cup with a bunch of stuff. And, it's just life. You fill your cup, and sometimes we end up filling our cup for our kids, or we end up doing things for someone else, and we don't fill ourselves, and we get thirsty and dehydrated, and when we're not feeling our best, we get more cranky, and then we give our best to other people, and they don't appreciate it, and they break our cup, or they ruin our stuff, or they give us dirty energy, and then we're too frustrated, and we're just too thirsty that we drink from a negative energy, and we put negative energy inside of us. And so our container is basically needing a dishwash in a very strong way. And it gets crowded and crusted, and my little girl finds a cup out of nowhere, and she just sort of like taps me. She doesn't say anything. This is Jen. She just taps me, and she points the cup to me, and she basically wants me to fill it for her with something. And I look inside. I'm like, where did you find this? I got to take this from you and clean this, because who knows where a 2-year-old gets the stuff that she holds from. And, we have to clean it. And as a parent, it's easy because we're just like, ew, come here. And we can reach the sink. But as a kid, we don't know what the hell we're doing. We're looking at we're like, my Stanley says, I need to wash my hands. As if I'm like, okay, go wash your hands. I need help. Or even Jen will just look at me like this, and she'll just look at me with her hands. And she's a psychic, telepathic little human being. So I'm like, you must need to wash your hands. I talk for her. And so, we have to recognize that there is a piece of us that is ancient. And this is like our spiritual version of us. Welcome to November. Your angels are with you, and you are your angel. You are the puppet master holding the strings down into earth, and, doing this thing with our bodies and being like, hi, and trying to be this puppeteer master to our own existence. So there is a space for you. It's called your higher self. As Sally likes to call it, it's her super consciousness. And I'm like, heck yeah, that's exactly what we need to understand. But the problem is, if you knew your super consciousness, if you were your higher self, there would be no freaking point in having a human experience. There'd be no point. We would just be like, well, so what do you want to do today? Same thing we do every day. Try to take over the world. And so this is a challenge because we need to forget. We need to be like Superman, plummeted into a planet we don't understand. We got to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger and go back through time. We have to absolutely become dumb and ignorant and basically extremely unaware of our true nature so that we can go through the process of rediscovery. It's funny because Spider-Man's been around since the 50s or 60s or something. They keep reinventing the same character over and over. Superman, even older. Batman are even older. And it's the same character. And yet there's a new generation learning about Batman. Heaven knows I'm going to be teaching my little boy about. I just taught my little son how to do this. And now he's doing that. He's like turning 1 next month. And he's like, and I'm like, oh, he's so cute. He's just so sweet. He's my little tiny Spider-Man. And I got him to do it. And Sally's like, he's just learning everything now. And it's such a wonderful feeling. But the reality is that this is the same freaking story. And it's the same cycle. We just get a chance to honor where are we in that cycle? Where have we become a master? Where are we completely ignorant? Where are we growing? Where are we growing to? What can we take from our experience from the past? How humbled has it made us? I'll tell you something, failing more times than I can even remember has really helped me build a thick skin. I know some people are too proud to fail, and they're just like, I don't need that stuff. I like my job, man. I don't even, nobody needs to try that internet marketing stuff. You kidding me? That's it's because they can't handle failure. And I can appreciate that. in case you're there and you're like, fuck, I don't know what to write. I don't know if people are going to judge me. My mom sees this. My mom told me if I liked water so much that I should become a plumber. And you know what I told her? I'm like, my butt's too cute for that. I can't bend over and become a plumber. This is crazy. And it's funny because to this day, small cheeky little Bobby here, okay, I still get my Enagic checks sent to her. So after I moved out, my mom still sends me pictures of my Enagic checks every time I get one in the mail, because I want her to know. I want her to see it first. I want her to know that, hey, I decided that I wasn't going to become a plumber. I make better money than a plumber does now. I found my growth. I found my wealth. I found my place in my life. I found my career in serving people. Now I want to become an author. I've got my app out. We're filming the podcast. I've got a group. You guys are here. It's working. We're actually helping people get better at what they're doing and where they need to grow. And this is one of the really biggest reasons why I'm here, is because, we need this kind of support. And especially if you're going to pay the kind of money you paid me to be here. Like, really? Honestly, you think it's just a one-time deal? It's a lifetime deal. And I'm opening businesses with you guys. So just in case you guys want to know, like, what happens inside of your business or inside of you once you get past the next level or step, let's just go down the timeline really quickly so you can kind of understand, maybe you'll see, oh, here I am, or here's where I want to go, or I'm stuck here. The first and foremost vital is that you got to clean your cup. And in that process is where like 90% of the people fail, and they're like, bye-bye, and they just basically can't do shit. And they're just like, I can't do this, screw this. And they quit right at that moment, because it's tough to be an entrepreneur. 90% of businesses fail within their first few years. And then it's a very small retainer rate. So if you guys keep showing up month to month, I like to think of that saying, how some people come into your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. You joined Enagic for a reason, okay? And you have to take this season to season to season. And the only way you'll be there for a lifetime is if you're sitting there on your deathbed being like, woo, Enagic, what's up? And you can basically see your machine on the last day of your life being like, yes, I was with you for the lifetime. And it's okay if you decide, I'm going to promote an Amazon. I'm going to promote CBD now. I'm going to go and promote something else. I'm no hate for you. I'd like to think, hey, because what happened to me? A year in, I was like, oh, numerology, what's up? And then I started to do both. And next thing you know, now I've got this blooming business. I've got this blooming brand. And it's like adjacent. And I have to really make sure that I put energy into serving 2 masters. And that's not even to count how many of these little tiny masters I have inside of my household that are really helping me. That's like motivation straight up, is looking at little kids being like, oof, I got to make sure that, now, because, you don't want to repeat the mistakes that your parents made on you. And that's all we have to work with, is now we're dealing with this. You should be listening to me. And why aren't you behaving? And, we expect them to treat them with the same logic that we have. It's not a really good idea. So first steps first, you're going to have to break yourself. I'm here for the hugs. I'm here for the process. I'm going to be here as a storyteller for you to help you go through that breaking system. This is why I talk about my addiction. I talk about my abuse. I talk about who I am and how dark it can get, because I want you guys to see the light of, what is possible for you. And in order to do that, we need to relate. We have to understand that we're on the same page. And I've been there. And I know exactly what it's like to not be able to get that stain out, or to feel like my cup is broken, or to watch my whole life just spill before my eyes and everything's just falling through my fingers. And I'm like, this isn't even a cup. This is just half a hand. And I feel like I'm just spilling my life everywhere. This is the reality of what happens first. You have to be humbled. You got to be broken down to your bits, because every small little crack and piece is holding remnants, spiritual energy, like the slime of what kind of greasy stuff you've had to grow through inside of your life. So let's take a look at that silver lining for a second. Every single thing you have to go through is a part of your bigger story. If it was supposed to happen any other way, it would have. It happened exactly the way it was supposed to. So just please be understanding of that. There's no mistakes in the kingdom of heaven we live in. If you believe in that kind of stuff, I truly believe that this is heaven and hell. And it just depends on what direction you're looking. You have to know, are you looking towards the light? Which wolf do you feed? Which part of you are you actually going to be sitting with? So to understand this is extraordinarily important. So, okay, great. All right, fine. You want to sell some Enagic machines? Here you go. God just pushes you off the cliff, and chances are you fall on your face, and 90% of us don't get up because it's a far fall. We're like, oh, that sucks. And, I joined one of these businesses, and now it's, at least it's not like those other guys where you spend 120 bucks a month and then you can just quickly stop it and that's it. And an magic investment equipment is huge. So I can appreciate the level of cojones that it takes to, sincerely grow through this. So once you figure this stuff out, then what happens next? You find your pet, you find your voice. Someone says, okay, I want to buy a machine. I'd like one. Yes, let's do this. Oh my God, this is just what I was looking for. And you're just like, oh, he said yes. Oh my God. And then you have to deal with the magic. That's not a pretty picture because they translate everything from Japanese into English. So there's this really strong cultural difference there. And you have to learn how to be Japanese level of communication, which is direct commands, and make sure that you understand how to talk to them, how to fill out the paperwork, how to make sure your sale doesn't fall through, and to keep things moving, and it's clockwork. And if you've never done it, you're probably peeing yourself on the excitement and the anxiety that it brings you. So you now have to learn, after you've gone through yourself and someone wants to get through to you, you have to now learn how to keep it together. So now you got a sale, and this person's come in, and you're like, oh my God, we did it. I got my baby team. It's me and you, and we're going to do this, and it's against the world, and let's go sell 1,000 machines, and let's go do this, and let's be entrepreneurs. We have to understand that this unloading process is never ending. So you scrape off all of the crap up top, and more stuff comes up. It's deeper this time. Okay, one more time. And then now it's the generational stuff. It's the stuff from your childhood, or it's the stuff your parents were dealing with. Then it's that was the stuff that all of humanity or community is dealing with. Every time you think you've grown, another piece of you deeper down is going to break. And the thing that I like to think of is that it's good because the small breaks will strengthen your muscle, and then you can start to lift bigger weights. And now suddenly you're getting real strong in the gym, and you're getting really good with holding this energy. So as you continuously grow, I would like to think that process should be social media televised. You should be telling people about this. What are you learning? What are you growing? What are you dealing with? Share your wins. Share your losses. Get away from the ego thinking that, oh, if I'm not perfect, people are not going to buy from me. That's not how it works. When you're perfectly in your imperfection, people are going to respect you more, and they're going to communicate and connect with you better. So you get this thing processed, and you basically, oh my God, I got a lead. I have to learn how to talk to them. They said yes, repeat. And you continuously go back and forth between this sort of growing myself, breaking myself, growing myself, sharing this with others, getting to a better place, showing this up with other people, getting this process moving. You do this over and over and over and over, and next thing you know, you've got 4 or 5, 6 sales, 4 or 5 partners, 3A. Next thing you know, you've got a couple more partners, 4A. Next thing you know, you start again, and you build your 4A. So there's a value here now, because now you've got 40 sales in your business. Guys, the pressure starts to lift off you, and you know what it's like to get a check that says $2,000 in it. There's a newfound level of confidence. Who cares about the comp plan now? Who cares about if you know what the water does now? You know what it's like to look at a check that says a couple $1,000, or to look at your bank and just be like, what? Ah! And you're just seeing it being deposited, or it's actually showing up inside of your world. Next thing you know, your confidence is going to do the talking. It's not even going to be about what the right thing to say is, or you're just going to go in there with this smile, this genuine beam. You're going to start to be feeling smooth. The energy on your eyes relaxes, and you're just like, man, this is epic. This is so super cool. Trust me, guys. Oh, you have no idea what you're missing out on, right? As opposed to the very beginning, you're like, well, you should check it out because it's so super cool, right? And people are making so much money. How much money have you made? You're like, I gotta go. The correct response is, I haven't made anything yet, but I'm freaking jacked because this is it. This is the exact experience. Get in on the ground floor. Trust me on this. There's so many people doing this, and I'm next. And by the time you get there, you'll be like, I can help you. I can help you get there. And what's furthermore, you're going to have a bunch of baby little beep, 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 these tiny little entrepreneurs being like, help me. And they want you to help them do their sales and, talk to their people for you. And it's a wonderful feeling for you to be able to do that for your people. So just so you know, that's where it gets big. And through this process, hey, I worked with you. Maybe you've hit your head against the wall 1,000 times, and you're like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go do this weird numerology thing. And I never thought I was going to get there. Really business entrepreneur. Now I got to go back into spirituality and figure this out. You got an aim. Then we got a chance to maybe talk to some of your clients. I take coaching calls for clients. So just in case you guys are working with someone or like, Bobby, can you help me with this person? I will absolutely cradle them like I'm like this midwife with your tiny little baby. And we're going to take your lead and move them to the right place. Then we get a chance to do things like group sessions. Group sessions are pretty powerful, guys. In case you haven't been part of one, or you haven't seen one, or you haven't had yours yet, some of you have. If you're watching the replay and you're like, I've been there. Imagine what it would look like for your tiny little baby ducks to all get the eagle treatment and the dragon treatment and be like, yo, we ain't ducks no more, baby. Let's get this flying and let's move this thing forward. So just in case you got a group of 6 or more, I'll take as many as like 20, just in case you guys ever need to do that. This is how support looks from a leadership standpoint, where now you're looking at this being like, go my minions and conquer the world and let's do this together. But, there's a value inside of it that all started with us. And, Kevin Melnick was there, Balaj was there, I was there, Matt Jang was there. Like all these guys who took numerology, they all got a chance to really express themselves. I like to think Matt's probably an exception because he built his community first. And then when I did his numbers, he's got naturally aligning numbers. So I'm like, oh, no wonder. And, Matt Jang now goes by his full name because it's more numerologically powerful than just using, his one piece. So just a little bit of a sort of insight into how this whole thing works. Now, I don't know how many times you've got to go around. I don't know how many times you need to break. I also don't know your dirty, grisly, greasy, slimy challenges that you've been having to deal with. So as much as I'd love to, I mean, I actually really wouldn't. But the reality is that, when I meet you, I get a chance to see your numbers. I'm probably not going to remember them. Okay. Just to be fair, unless we start talking over and over and over again, and we kind of look into your chart over and over again. But the reality is that you've gone through stuff. You've gone through things, challenges with yourself or other people or anywhere. And the only thing you can control is what happens between your own 2 ears, your own 2 eyes, what happens inside of you. That's truly what you can control. Your reaction, your response, your communication, that's really where it comes to the full piece. And this is the part that we need to keep on working on until your wheels are ready to actually step on the road. Because what ends up happening is someone's like, all right, I got my letter. Where's my trifectas? Where are people buying? Why are they buying? Bobby, I didn't get my switch yet. I didn't get my big shift yet. And I'm like, I've been there. It took me about 3 years in a severe addiction to like really start to understand that I had like 30 years of abusive, challenging, getting kicked in the chest, punched in the back of the head, spat on in the face, pulled a knife on. Like, this is me in high school, okay? Like in the locker room, in the cafeteria, behind the school, on the field, like in the parking lot, like so many damn places people would just pick on me because, like, I don't know, I guess I like to wear black clothing, like, and I'm not talking about the color. I'm talking about, like, black people, they wear hip hop clothing and FUBU and Iche, and I was wearing stuff that looked like it was from a Puff Daddy music video. Okay, so I was an easy target. And basically, I thought I was being cool. I thought I was cool. I thought I was like, oh, people are going to love this. I have a 2-piece denim set, and it looks like metal, and I want to wear it to school. Like, I go to school with jeans and a jacket that literally looked like tinfoil, and it was actually jeans. And people were just like, you're such an idiot. And I'm like, what? Are you black? Really? And I got so depressed to think I'm not actually cool. Like, they thought this was the coolest thing. My dad said it was cool. And we have a hip-hop clothing store. That's what they're all wearing in the magazines. But when you live in, like, white boy Canada and you're just, like, sitting there, and most of the clientele, the students in my class are, like, they're just laughing at me. I was like, man, this sucks. And, we end up having to go through a lot of this stuff inside of our lives. So, yeah, I've got a pretty funny-looking past. And it was funny. I actually didn't really realize it until I was talking to Sally about it. And I remembered we went to go see the Joker movie, and I'm like, there's a part of me that's lost my mind. And then I even started remembering, I remember in a parking lot, I was defending a friend of mine, and then the guy started picking on me, and I'm like, yo, dude, come on, man, let's just leave him alone. He doesn't need to be bugged. And he's like, what, you want some? And he literally like puts his foot above his head and kicks me in the chest, and I literally do like a slow motion flying back down a hill. So it was like, the hill was like this, and I'm sitting here like this, and he goes, and I'm like, Wah! And it literally like got kicked in the chest. And I got up, and everyone was like laughing. Like 2 of my friends were kind of like, dude, that wasn't cool, man. And like, I got up and I'm kind of like, I'm okay. It didn't hurt. And I literally had like a looked like a foot just like right on my chest. It was so freaking embarrassing. And, you know, we have to go through this failure, repeated failure. And I sometimes look back at them, I'm thinking, I wonder what kind of messed up shit they're into now, you know, doing whatever the hell they're doing in their lives. And to think, for me, I'm like, man, there's a bunch of people who don't even know the crap that I've had to grow through in order to get to where I'm at now. And I don't care. It's fun. It's funny for me to think sometimes these people even send me Facebook requests. And I'm like, ain't no way I'm being Facebook friends with you. Get out of my face, man. I don't want to talk to you. And I'm like, it's funny because, you know, I'm just like, no, I'm in a completely different place in my life right now. And sometimes you just don't forget these things. And like, I remember one time they stole stuff from my car. Guys, it was a pretty messy past. And I like to honor it now, to think, you know what? You don't have to be the coolest kid on the block to make money. You don't have to be, you know, six-pack and like tight abs with like a, you know, rock hard chest to meet the girl of your dreams and to become a dad. And like all of this stuff, you don't need to have it in order to become successful. You don't really need that. We're taught that we do. We're taught that we need all that stuff. But the reality is that once you get true and real with yourself and really real with what you're doing and what you're growing through, this is where your next level of power comes through. So great, we've got a journey. You're somewhere in the middle of it right now. If you haven't approached your leadership legs, I would challenge you to do this. Find out who's making the most money on your sale and get them to work for you. And like, you know, because if you're making 8 points in the pie, okay, cool. And then so someone's a 6A, someone's a 5A, someone's a 4A, someone's making the meat and potatoes, and you're getting the appetizer slice. Okay, so just recognize this. Someone is going to make a couple of $1,000 on your sale. Until that's you, don't be afraid or ashamed to go out there and be like, yo, can you help me for this? Can you do this with me? Can you help? And they'll love to help you because they're going to be somewhat detached, and it's going to be somewhat easier for them to come from a place of authority, magnetism. They've already figured this out. And next thing you know, they'll be like, yeah, sure. Of course, come on in. And they're going to want to help you with it. Sometimes I heard this a lot, and that's why some of you guys are here with me. Oh, I don't have the support. My leader left me high and dry, and Balaj's leader left him high and dry. To be fair, Balaj actually went to him and was like, yo, can you help me out with this, man? Like, I wanna, you know, show me what you guys are doing. And his upline was like, screw you. And he's like, we don't share that stuff. And the guy's like, I'm your downline. Like, I bought my machine from you. You're gonna treat me like this, man? And like, seriously, was like, the guy was like, no, too bad. Balaj went and hired mentors. He literally hired people in other pieces of Enagic to teach him how to build a business. And he didn't jump teams. He wasn't like, screw this guy, doesn't deserve my piece of the pie. I'm going to go find a new mentor, a new upline. Don't ever do that. And I'm hopefully I'm talking to people who have got relationships with their leaders. But in case you're watching the replay or that was you, don't do that. Okay. For that person, they did their part. They introduced you to the most powerful thing that you could ever have. The best thing you can do is make all your money and get all the points so that they don't make anything off of you anymore. And then that's it. And chances are, if they're that type of person who is not going to help you, they're not the leader that you're looking for. You have that within you. And that's, if you need someone to tell you, that's why I'm here. Because you guys are not in my Enagic business. None of you, except for Sally, are inside of my Enagic business. And that's why I'm like, well, you don't need that. You absolutely just need to know that you are the leader. It starts with you. You're the generational strike of the match, that this is your legacy. This isn't about you building someone else. But if you are in tight relationship with a person who's making the most money on your sales, may not be a bad place to start. I'm fairly expensive, but I will be here to help you guys in case you need that support. Just so you understand, that's a feeling that I'm like committed to. And I know, absolutely, fundamentally speaking, you help enough people get what they want in their life, and you will get what you want in your life. So it could be that, hey, someone needs to hear that, hey, this person's been through some tough times. They got some real shit drama they've had to grow through, and they're still here kicking it. That gives me motivation. I know I'm not going to give up because I see you not giving up. And when you're not giving up, I'm not giving up. We're not giving up together. And let's keep growing. Let's keep doing this. That means that there's going to be a weekly hangout, a monthly hangout, a daily go live. There's going to be places and events for you to grow through. There's going to be people's products and offers and systems to invest in. You're going to have all of this stuff to be able to lean into. And the real big successful people are going to know it's about events. It's about getting people there. It's about providing so much value that people are like, man, I paid double for this. I'm like, don't tell that to everyone. I'm going to raise my rates again. And the reality is that, get it. You guys get a chance to go and actually create it. And you know that button, that special magic post, that one little ping success button that everybody wants to say, that little Staples button that says, that was easy. And you just push the button, it says easy. You have to build it. And once you do, I'm pretty sure, like when I was laughing at Balaj the other day, I'm like, you don't even make ads anymore. You just post the same picture in red or blue, and you're like, which one you like better? And people are like, oh my God, I want a quad. I want to buy a machine. And it's like so funny. And this is what happens when you go through door to door, 5 different businesses. Everyone quits on you. You go dormant in your Enagic business for 5 years. Balaj couldn't sell a machine. And next thing you know, not even next thing you know, hell or high water, bit by bit, tooth and nail, brick by brick, sweat, blood, and tears later, he's, making the money he is and doing the things that he's doing. I would have never thought that this would have happened to me, to think that now I'm in that 5 figures a month range. And I'm like, whoa. And before I was like, can't make 6 figures a month. Now I'm like, that's the goal. The goal is to make 1.2 million in a year. And this is interesting because it's like, wow, this is crazy nuts to think that now what's nuts is that I'm freaking serious. I'm not even kidding anymore. I don't care if it takes me 10 years. I don't care what I need to grow through. I don't care what challenges are going to come my way. I don't care how dark it gets. I don't care how many times I need to fail. I'm going to be doing this until the day I die. I'm going to continuously expand my wealth consciousness until the day that I am no longer here, because I know that the world needs to be moving forward. The world needs to be shown that there are pieces of the universe that are willing to commit to themselves in a huge way, even when people kick them down in the chest, or they're looking at a bunch of bucks in their hand being like, man, this is dumb. I can't even afford myself right now. And I had this thought in my head, there's a reason why I can't afford these drugs, because God's just like, you don't have enough. You can't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm just sitting there laughing, but like, I should take a picture of this. I remember I also took a picture of me eating rice with some sort of spices on it. Okay, this is all I had to eat. And I was on like a wooden chip rock corner table for staging. Like, they put a house together and they put this, like it's a piece of, the cheap stuff they used to make. It's like this bookshelf, and it's like a chip rock. And so it's like this round table, and it's got these 2 legs underneath it that kind of interlock together. And then you put like a curtain over it, and then you put a glass table over it, a glass little piece, and suddenly it looks like super suave, right? Or whatever. And I'm sitting there eating my lunch on it, and I'm like, this sucks. And I've got a bowl, I have rice, and I have spices. I think I had ketchup. And I basically was like, I think I could just eat this until I'm full, because I had nothing else to eat. I had nothing else inside of there, and I was just looking at my life. I have to find that picture. I'll find it and post it. Make a really nice, sweet post about it. You can fail miserably and still succeed. Ask Michael Jordan. Ask what's-her-face, Oprah. The people who have failed more times than the failure has even tried. It's a challenging piece to go through, but I promise you guys, I hope you guys feel sincerely motivated that, you can't, last year, I remember looking at this and I was like, it was about this time last year, and my life has changed completely, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, man, we traveled the world, and I got a chance to speak at the Freedom Fest or the Freedom Blueprint Mastermind. We went to the Philippines, Shanghai. It was one big trip. We took all the kids with us. Australia was in there. Went to Singapore, Kuala Lumpur. We came back to home, and then we were ready to have baby. We went to Toronto, and this was like a busy 2018, man. Like, holy shit. Next thing you know, we pick up a Toyota 4Runner, 2018 4Runner, like brand new, to spend more on a car than I've made in a year as an employee. And just yesterday, 2 days ago, we got the 2020 Toyota Sequoia. This is like the granddaddy, like Cadillac of SUVs, 8 seats. And the reasoning was because 7 seats wasn't enough for us. It was too claustrophobic in the car. I couldn't afford to drive that nice of a vehicle and not have the space I needed for my sanity. And so we got a car that my kids say looks like a plane on the inside. It's just like, what? Are you kidding me? And we're sitting there waiting for the car to come in. I'm texting my sales girl. I'm like, is it in yet? Is it in yet? She's like, any day now, any day now. And I'm like, it's the first one, right? Like I'm getting the itch because I know what this is worth to me. And I'm just in my car, in my garage, just being like, Bobby, come on, let's go on a road trip, bro. Let's go do this. You know you got the space. Bring the grandparents too. 8 of us. Let's just go. Why not? And this feeling inside of me is just so exhilarated. And I want to transfer that to you guys. I challenge you to take that look in your hand and you're like, ah, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. And then imagine the picture that you're going to post in 4 years that shows you that you made it. What does that thing look like? What is your cup of coins look like? Okay, so this brings us to a really powerful topic because this is where this whole night or this whole talk or speak was going to be about. And, there is a space in case any of you guys are sincerely dealing with something that you need a little bit of ice time. You want to unload. If you need to talk about your drama, I don't mean to make you feel like, in case you're like, fuck, I can't tell him about my problems now. Like, this sucks. Like, man, he's just killing it. I'm like, no. Trust me on this. This is that space to do that. So in case any of you guys are just itching, you can write it in the chat. If you don't feel like interrupting me, if you feel like interrupting me, you can definitely unmute yourself. This is an open space. I absolutely encourage it. The thing that you bring to the table, I promise you, someone else on this Go Chat, whatever, Zoom thingy doodle is dealing with the same thing. And there's going to be a lot of people watching the replay who are going through the same thing again. Okay. So you standing up, being that brave and vulnerable, being like, dude, I don't know what the fuck, man, I can't do this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm swearing. I know my mom's not here, so that's why I know it's a safe place to speak a little bit more, critically. But us Aussies don't mind. You guys are like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. It's like you guys are in it. I'm Canadian. We apologize for everything. So the reality is that, look, you guys are allowed to go through stuff. That's why I've created this space. When we grow through things together, we help more people together. So this is like the big reason why we have to grow through this, because I want to see you guys post this super meaningful post that you get a chance to show off to all your friends. Don't forget, you got an ego, okay? And it's not a bad thing. Some of you be like, I don't have an ego. I'm super selfless. I hate people with egos. That's an ego. And the ego is my identity, my definition is where your E for energy goes, your direction. Where do you face your direction? And some people with the societal definition of what an ego is, they're just facing it to themselves. They're just looking at the mirror being like, yeah, I'm sexy and I just absolutely love myself. I do love to do that, but it's more than just telling people, hey, look at me, look, everybody look how good I look, like Ron Burgundy. You have to understand your place in yourself. And a lot of people don't. They don't believe in themselves. That's just as bad as believing in yourself so much that you don't care about anyone else. That's a challenge. So you have to recognize that there's this nice zone in the middle that says when you're by yourself, you're bigging yourself up. But when you're with other people, you're bigging them up. And that's a challenge that I have to deal with every single day, because I know there are some days where my tank's on empty and I'm not serving myself the way I should. I'm not serving my family the way they deserve. I'm not serving you guys the way you deserve. I feel like I'm just like caught between everything and I can't even take care of myself. The problem is I'm not taking care of myself. So that's where the challenge starts to unravel. Oh, what's this little thread? Next thing you know, my whole outfit's out on the side. So we have to truly recognize the most important person inside of your existence is you. And if you don't act like it, the world is going to reflect that way. And you're going to have these frustration challenges. You're going to have to pretend like things are okay when they're not. You're going to have to grow through crap that's going to bug the hell out of you until you either fail or flail or rise. And so you getting squished can either rise you to the top or squish you down into the bottom like a crab in the bucket. So just please understand that this is a space for you to do this. Now, there's a funny energy going on in the world. Just 2 days ago, end of October, we saw this new moon in Scorpio. New moons are all about setting new intentions and liberation energy and like, let's start something new and let's go through a new process. Like brand new beginnings start to come. So one side says, start a new beginning. Retrograde now brings an energy of like, don't start anything new. So we're like, I'm like on a tightrope here. Like, which side do I go to? And, there's that devil on my shoulder, the angel on the other side. And I like to think it's a really cool like imagery or metaphor or analogy But the fact is that you go straight. You can start some new stuff. Don't be afraid of the retrograde. You can let go of stuff. Don't be afraid of the new moon. You have to understand that you're in a constant process of, hey, as I take something new, something behind me cuts off. As I take a new direction, another direction ceases to exist. So we have to respect that and understand that dynamic. And I'd like to say, keep a rolling list. Keep a rolling list of intentions, desires, things to let go of, things you love about yourself, things you don't like about yourself, things you're working on, things you're in consistent process of. Like, so just in case you have a full moon and it's like, oh, it's a big blue super duper moon, you know, it's the only one we'll see for 13,000 years. And, you know, it's going to be crazy. And, you know, this is like all the planets align all at the same time. I'm like, yeah, that was like July. And so, you know, just in case something like that happens, you're like, oh, I just so happens I have a list of crap I should let go of. Bring me my sage. Let's smudge everything and let's just go and burn stuff. And if you guys want to have what's that thing? A release party. What you can do is like write it on a piece of paper, roll it up, and freaking light it on fire. So just in case people want to get super voodoo on this, there's cool things that you can do. Absolutely. Susie's saying, how to brainwave on the call. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sage sesh straight after this here today. Woo! See, that's good. And don't forget to smudge yourself. If it's white sage, don't be afraid to smoke that and put that in your lungs. For me, I was like, what? You can do that? And because I speak all day, right? So I'm like, can you imagine? And it, you know, you're just like, and it's funny because before I remember like crushing up weed and smoking it. I didn't put it in a joint, but I'm smudging. And as I'm smudging, I'm like, and I'm just feeling it all come into my chest. And I'm like, whoa, I'm like, ugh, and you're letting it all out. And, you know, if you get into crystal energy, let me introduce you to Isabella. If you guys haven't seen this thing, this is a Lemurian quartz. Woo! This thing is like a freaking spaceship rocket machine. And it holds a lot of power and a lot of energy. So just in case, you know, you feel, they call this the record keeper, you know, just in case you feel aligned to like put some of your intentions in here, she can take it, all right? She's powerful enough. This is a stone that was worth it. I remember I held it for the first time and I was like, and like everything just sort of disappeared and I was holding it and inside of the store and I'm like, I felt like, you guys ever see that movie Wayne's World where he holds the guitar for the first time and then he's like, she will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine. And like everything quiets down and then he starts playing and then the ladies like signs like no stairway to heaven, please. It's a funny movie from the 90s. But yes, so we have a vibration like intention to set. So just in case you get into crystals, just in case you haven't bought yourself a pair of Susie's cards, I would imagine you probably should do that before she comes out. She's going to come out with a new deck. So I'm not sure. Do you want to sell your old deck? Do you want to sell your new one? But she's got some powerful cards. They're love manifestation cards and such a beautiful, she does some seriously powerful spiritual art. And just to be fair, if any of you guys are promoting stuff, I don't know about it. Just in case, you know, any of you have something that you're doing that you guys want to promote inside of the group, just probably not going to be too successful promoting a magic inside of my group. Just saying that most of us have already started with that. So in case you have something else, pet project or super passion, I'm pretty sure none of us got into this so we could be like top water salesman in the entire world or best affiliate marketer out there. One really powerful thing you can do is be a dream builder and helping people realize their vision. And that means that you have to realize yours first. Monkey see, monkey do. Didn't mean to call you guys monkeys. But let's just say this is like gorilla ape see, gorilla apes do. Okay, so you have to be the change you want to see in the world. I hate to go cliche on you. So we're going through some stuff. Back to the topic. This is basically what I wanted to do today. We needed to talk about this. This is a, what is this? Let's put it this way. From January up until October, we were dealing with a cycle from 1 to 10. And October being a 1 again, we came full circle. So, you know, 2019, funny year. I hate to say hindsight's 2020, but this is the year of the personal brand. This is the year for, and you still have some time left in this energy, just in case anybody's be like, shit, I'm late. So what? You have time to go and post, share your message, share your story, whatever it is that you need to do to make your Facebook page look like you're running on a treadmill. So in case, you've seen someone who's in a coma or unconscious, it's super sad. But in case you've ever seen that, you see that their heartbeat goes beep, and then it goes again, beep, and then it goes again, beep. And when I'm at the gym, this isn't the watch I wear at the gym, but the band that I wear at the gym beeps me and tells me, hey, you're hitting at 100. It's usually 111 BPM. I'm like, oh, it's like, I'm like, that's what's up. Even my heart knows to vibrate at an angelic energy. It's so funny to think that when I'm working out, I usually vibrate at 111, and I'm like, God, you funny. And that feeling comes back down to me to think that if your heart rate is going off and off and off and off and off, you're exercising. When you're exercising, you're getting new blood in your system. When you're getting new blood in your system, oxygenating your cells. Let's not get into the science of this. Let's keep this as an analogy. Your Facebook business page, your Facebook profile, your social media presence is the same. So 2019 was enough for us to say, you know what, I'm going to go take a stroll. I'm going to go out and get a walk. I'm going to go out and run. I'm going to go post 1, 2, 3 times a day. I'm going to make sure I comment on other people's posts. I'm going to share people's stuff. I'm going to engage with people. That algorithm that they talk about, the Facebook algorithm, it's a computer program that emulates how actually life works. If you go through life and you're like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Great to see you. Thank you. Cha-ching. At the till, the cash register. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Not if I see you first. Like, if you start making friends with people, then the conversation starts to evolve. Hey, let's have dinner. Hey, let's go and connect with each other. Hey, let's, go and whatever. Or they start talking about their family. They start talking about things. You start to get to know them. First name basis. I remember one time I was like a long time ago, and there was at the catcher in there. I'm like, I should wear a name tag so you know my name. And it's funny because we get the chance to meet people. We look at their name tag and we don't say their name. It's like the only time you need a name tag is like, I want to see your manager. What's your badge number? And you want to tell on them. But try this. Go into a grocery store and be like, thanks, Bev. Have a great day. Or thanks, Stella. And you just watch their eyes light up. The most beautiful thing someone can hear is their name. So just to understand that there's a connection there. The same thing happens on Facebook, guys. And this year, 3 energy, 2019, it's not a wealth energy. It's not a business energy. It's not an energy for making $1 trillion or $1 billion, or it's the most difficult energy that we could possibly have if we wanted to have a wealth conversation. You guys want to talk about numerology for a second? 3 is baby love. I can't explain to my 2-year-old how much it costs to when she breaks a toy that I buy her. I can't explain that to my 5-year-old. He's not going to get it because they're kids. They're baby love. When we're trying to be like, I got this business, is amazing. Just trust me. It's a powerful program. You're going to love it. And then the energy of the world is like, I don't quite understand because I just want to have fun right now. So let's get back to social media, especially now you guys got 2 months left. Time's clicking. We have to get our heart rate up. We have to start running. And some of us are a little lazy. We're not in the best physical condition. We're not in the best social media condition that we want to be. Okay, we don't really know how to do this. We don't have our many chats and, autoresponders and our funnels and all that stuff. And AI makes it way too easy for everyone because they just give it to you. There's no, you didn't build a button. You bought one. You bought a button. And there's a challenge there that they don't tell you, that entrepreneurs don't tell you. You can't buy success. You have to pay for it with stuff that doesn't cost money. And that's like even more challenging. So, you have to go. And that's why people who are like chiropractors and doctors, they start promoting the product. It's easy for them because they've already gone to school. They hold authority. They've already ran down a treadmill and they already speak to their clients with authority. They just tell them, you need this, take this. And they'd be like, okay, sure, whatever you say, doc. And they basically buy it just because the doctor says to do it. So the same thing with you guys on your Facebook fan page, your media, your social media, start showing up. If it means that you go around liking everything, spend an hour a day or 5 minutes every 2 hours and just go like, love. Oh my God, totally cool. And start engaging things that you genuinely take an interest in. Don't just go and like stuff that you don't care about. But you may want to go for a haircut inside of your news feed. If you see some people with some stuff that you don't want to hear, unfollow. Maybe you take a look at the top 10 people that you like And when I say top 10 people you like, I don't mean the top 10 boys that you guys are into or the top 10 girls that you want to date. I'm talking about the people who have successfully displayed that they have earned what you are building. Those are the energies you want to continuously circulate around. You want to go and hang around those people in the party. Okay, so just in case you see me and I'm like inching over towards Cam and I'm like going over towards and talking to, you know, all the big dudes and the big guys, it's because I want that energy. And I know that. That's why a lot of people do that to me. And I feel flattered on one end. And on the other side, who you surround yourself with is going to be who you spend your, like, you know, the average of the people that you spend time with is basically an average of you. So you get a chance to absolutely raise your average, and you'll find people who are willing to lower their average for you while you're growing, because people like to be around people that are growing. And that's why there's that symbol. You reach up for mentorship and you reach down to help the next person up. And we get a chance to build that. So I'd like to consider you guys, all of you guys, replay clients, first-time entrepreneurs, massive mentors, sages, leaders in my life, at my level or above. Okay, I don't like to think that any of you guys are below me. That would be really strange. You know who I think is below me? Oh, I don't want to say this. The people who don't want to be entrepreneurs, the people who are not nice to people, the people who don't care about this stuff. People are like, webinar, what the hell is that? She's gonna try to sell you something. This guy's stupid. Don't even try that. I'm like, you know what? Let me give you guys a pitch right now. Okay, and this is it. Only for you guys live, okay? Only for the people who are here. Just so you guys can't say that I'm trying to sell you guys something. I'm giving the wealth alignment, and I'm also like, this is a 3-hour webinar, training webinar on everything you need to be successful. It's freaking amazing. And then on the other next week, and then in December, I'm doing the men's only call. It's $111. The women's only call, that's $111. And I'm including 2020 reports for you and your relationship. So I'm paying for the price of the ticket by giving you reports alone. And I'm including the Wealth Alignment webinar for $111. And that's it. And it's only for the people who are here live. So it's basically like a $350 US value for $111. Okay, so that's it. That's the only pitch you're getting. I'm not going to sell you guys anything else. This isn't a place for me to do that. I wanted to reward everyone who was here by saying, hey, I'm going to give you guys something super exclusive that nobody else is going to get. So just in case you guys wanted to take advantage of that, you can. But I wanted to produce this space so that I could continue the support that you've already given me. So just so you guys know, this isn't some side of a pitch, but those are the people that I consider that are not going to be around with me. The people who think that we're just trying to sell stuff, or think that we're just trying to do things for, if we all make money together, we all make money together. And that's where it feels really good. Not just if you keep paying me, you don't do anything with this. That doesn't make any sense for me. I appreciate it. I'll take the blessing, but at the same time, the real blessing for me is to watch you rise and start up a group chat. And this is what really looks good, is when you're like, Bobby, this is Mary, this is Bobby. This is the guy that helped me. Mary, this is the guy I was talking about. Bobby, Mary, this is a really up and comer. She's brand new in my business. She's going to book in on your site. Just want to introduce you guys. And you guys send me people, and we all generate wealth together because you got an Enagic sale. You're paying it forward. And now this person's going to get their experience done as well. And that's what makes me feel really like lit up and impacted. But to know that I've created this super sweet, loving space for you guys makes me feel super powerful. So it brings me to a lot of love to talk about this stuff. So back to the topic, we've got this conclusion energy that just went down. And we still have 2 months left in the year. Okay, last month it was 3 months. So we still have 2 months left in the year, but now we're in the master zone. Okay, this is the double digits. We're experiencing 11 right now. 11 is where, the angels, there's a reason why there's Veterans Day and Remembrance Day. And it would be nice to know, do Aussies or anyone down there, do you guys do anything for November 11th? Is that like a thing down there? I know Susie and I are going to be rocking the Abundance Show, but would love to know, do you guys have like like in Canada, we honor veterans who gave their lives in battles and war. I know in the States they have Veterans Day, I believe. Remembrance Day is November 11th. Okay, so you guys have it too. And Sally was like, why do they do it on November 11th? It's such a spiritual day. I'm like, angels, yo. It's about angels, man. And there's an angel spiritual thing, the occult, like the world elite, these people, the Illuminati, they know this. This is why they don't tell anybody about numerology. Ask anyone on Wall Street. They know their addresses are supremely aligned because this is a sacred technology, okay? So, but yes, we have November energy. It's a very powerful energy. It's going to wrap up the end of the year. We go into holiday mode. Okay, kids are out of school. Winter, summer holiday, Christmas happens. Another question I have for the Aussies. So, is Santa Claus like in like beach shorts and like in a surfer? Like what happens? What happens there? Like, is he from the South Pole down there? Do you guys celebrate a different guy down there? Like, I'd be curious to know about that one because I'm like, but is it like, Santa Claus all about the snow and he's like trying to give gifts on a sleigh with reindeer? Like, does that show up differently down south? I mean, I'm curious on that one because it's summer holiday still from the North Pole. So he got to travel a long time to get to you guys. But yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, Vicky, saying her internet's playing up big time. You could go and touch your router and like wire connection in. No, I'm just kidding. But sometimes people are on it. I used to do internet troubleshooting and like at a call center. And sometimes people have their router, like your Wi-Fi, it's hiding underneath a printer or it's like in some sort of a weird metal, like, cabinet that doesn't allow you to broadcast a signal. I remember one time, even upstairs, my router is on the ceiling. Okay, so it's literally away from all other devices. So just in case, that helps at all. But if your internet's acting up, sometimes it could just be a massive level of etheric energy swirling around you and it's like messing up your Wi-Fi. So could be just spiritual energy. But I'd like to think that this month, November, holds a really big cloud of energetic feel. And so we've got this new vibe that's happening. And I was telling this to Sally, we were going through a really tough time the other day. And I was like, Halloweens are like the worst day of the year for me. It's like I've spent time in the drunk tank. Girlfriends have broken up with me. I almost punched my dad on Halloween like twice in 10 years. Like the biggest falling outs I've ever had. I've lost friends. Like some massive challenges have always happened. And I'm like, man, it's like the ghouls come out. It's like the day where the veil is the thinnest and all of this scary ghost-like energy is just haunting my soul. And I've got all of this crap to deal with. And I feel like, like all of the monsters come out and you don't know which one is really a monster, which one's just a kid doing trick-or-treating because, your kid's going out there dressing up like ghosts and ghouls and blood everywhere and stuff. And what if there's actually like evil energy that comes out and it's attacking me and it hates me specifically because my life seems to just fall apart. I remember getting kicked out of my house. Oh man, it was crazy. It was just nuts to think Halloween energy, like damn. And it's a tough place to experience for some people. And then between October 31st and November 11th was this time of renewal. And I would always spend it alone. I would always be by myself. And then for that 1 week and a half would be like this radio silence week where I would this was like my spiritual new year. And this was actually before numerology. Way before numerology, way before being an entrepreneur, back when I thought I was going to make it up the corporate ladder. I didn't know snakes and ladders was actually a real thing on the corporate ladder game. And I thought from October 31st all the way to November 11th was this small little quiet zone where I would just quietly be by myself, be with my thoughts, be with my energy, reflect, withdraw, retract, go inward, deep, deep, deep inward, and just really find myself and, get ready for the new year. Because I wasn't going to wait the rest of November. I wasn't going to wait all of December. I was going to start my new year right then and there in November. So for me, just 2 days ago, yesterday, that was the end of the year. For me, 2020 has kicked in. I am now inside of my new energy, and 11 and 12, okay, this like 2 extra hanging bits of numbers outside of the numerological scale, they're like a bonus round. And they're basically like early bird gets the worm. And there's a reason why my alarm clock is set for 4:44 in the morning, because I absolutely want to wake up before all my kids, or I lovingly call them my circus, is going to wake me up and I start to serve everyone. I want to make sure that I serve myself first. So when 2020 comes in and we're no longer dealing with this party mode energy and suddenly the party's over and we come back in and suddenly there's people with hard hats and there's people with goggles and steel toe boots and coveralls. And I'm like, yo, where the party at, bro? I'm like, oh, that was 2 months ago, man. It's a construction zone now. Oh, man, what? What are we building? Your dreams, your desires, your entire goal, your whole vision is literally being built in this year. 2020. It's the start of a new freaking decade. And you know what? Susie's saying, so I must change my wake up to 4:44. The reason why I do that is so that I have a 15-minute gratitude meditation so that I can wake up at 5 a.m. be part of the 5 a.m. club. So my alarm goes off at 4:44. I go, okay. And then I I get up. I start negotiating with myself. I'm like, I don't need to go to the gym right now. I can take the gym. I go to the gym after I can't take my kids to school. No, go to the gym now. Get up. Come on, man. You can do this. You're grateful for life. You're alive. You're awake. You can get this done. I'm like, oh, but I want to go back to bed. And I basically wrestle with myself for 15 minutes. Not every time I get back up at 5. Anyway, but the days that I do, when I actually get it done, I wake up and I go back to I get up, I get my shakes ready, I get my pre-workouts on, I take my supplements, I go to the gym, I go run, and I go lift some weights, I go on a vibration plate, I go on a hydro bed massage, and I come back and I take care of my family, and I feel good. I feel like I've done something good for myself. Because I'm a machine, and every machine needs to be nicely taken care of and, turned on properly so that you can actually start serving the world. Otherwise, you're going to be drained. But anyway, so 2020 comes in. It's a work zone, guys. It's a work zone. So you will have hoped and you will have prayed and you would have, please look at just look down 3 different possibilities right now. Okay. First possibility is, I don't know how many different multiverse theories there are in your life, how many fates you have, but look down the fate where you would have wished that you took advantage of the time you have now. Because there's probably a challenge or a frustration or a crap thing that you're just like, man, this sucks. And I just can't figure this out. And, maybe I'll just wait till later. This energy is going to show up next round that says construction zone. And you will have wished and hoped and prayed that you spent this time capitalizing on this energy. Right now, people still want to see you sing. They still want to see you dance. They still want to see you post. They still want to see you on the social media. They still want to get your algorithm, get your heartbeat running. Because when the training zone enters and you get into the gym or you get into the work zone mode, you're going to want to have your disciplines in order. You're going to want to feel like it's weird if you don't show up for your audience or if you don't show up with a post. And sometimes, I'm not sure if you guys noticed or not, I go missing for days at a time. I'm like, fuck this. I can't do my social media. I'm done. I just can't figure this out. There are times and spaces for that too. So honor yourself completely to think that, hey, not every day is going to be sunshine, rainbows, lollipops, unicorns, fairy dust, or super slime, as my kids like to call it. Some days we're going to have to go through the difficulty in life. So the same reality that we see now, 2020, ain't no emotional ride anymore. The same stage that was set for the dance floor has now got construction, concrete being poured into it, and people actually working to create the vision they want in their life. And you will have hoped that you pulled a team with you. It takes 3 to 6 months for someone sometimes to see you and to actually be like, I've been seeing you grow. I've been watching you. And you know what? I think I want to be a part of this. And it's because I saw you 6 months ago and, you were posting a lot and, it kind of caught my attention. And I've been seeing this growth that you've been going through. And now I really want to be involved. I really want to get my leg. I think I could do this. And you will have been like, sweet, see, Bobby told me to go post every day. Now I've got people who are watching me. I've got eyeballs and they like me because I've been, I'm just showing up and I'm telling them and teaching them stuff. I'm sharing them with my story. I'm letting them know that I'm relatable and I'm real and that I'm still here. The worst thing is that you disappear and that you don't show up for your audience anymore. And that's why I'm like, shit, well, it's okay because everything in balance and got to moderate that. And sometimes you're just not going to be there. You're going to feel it. But those are the days you have to go within. Those are the days you got to meditate. Those are the days you got to read some books. Those are the days you have to look at your crap and be like, where's the silver lining in this? Where's the part of this that I get a chance to grow from? Where's my next piece? And that alone is a quality afforded by very few. Many people are like, screw this, screw everything. I'm no good. I can't do shit. And that's a problem because if you're not looking at this being like, what pulls me through? When I'm going through a tough time, what makes me know that I'm going to get up again? You guys do. When I know, it's like, man, I have the bank records to prove it, that my audience has supported me, even financially. I have a duty to know that I need to grow up and get bigger and get better because I know that that's my vision, my passion, and my calling. And all of this, with all you guys and the alumni and all of my clients, and you guys are my family now. You guys are like my own little tiny sandbox. You notice something? We're all in Agic. I haven't actually gone outside of the community yet. To think, I haven't, my app was my first launch, my first actual let's get out of here. Now I'm on Spotify in case you guys want to see me. I actually have a few episodes on Spotify now. iTunes is coming up next. Google Play to follow. I'm literally starting to poke my head out and be like, is anybody out there? Like, you know, because inside it's safe. And you guys are helping me build my sense of self and my business model. Oh my God, I'm so freaking thankful for you guys. But next year, get your butt to work. Okay. So just a couple of really cool, quick things. I wonder if I could show this. I'm just going to see, do I get a chance to do this? I'm just going to see if I've got anything cool I want to show you guys. Let's see here. I'm not sure if I have this. Let's just see. I think, yes. So, okay. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek at what we were doing on the wealth alignment. Okay. So the wealth alignment webinar is a really cool 3-hour training, okay, that you guys get a chance to see and go through. And I set some time to talk about what you guys are going to need to figure out for stuff to do. So when we're having this 2020 energy, get your butt to work, and you know the logic comes in, and you really want to make sure you're figuring this stuff out. This is the type of stuff we're talking about. These are the types of things we need to focus on. These are the types of things that we can do. These are the types of things we're talking about. You should take this list, and you should learn and make sure you know what this stuff looks like what this is. You can take some screenshots. You can, you know, pause the video on the replay, whatever you need to do. Take a picture of your phone. I don't care how you do this. Maybe write down, oh, I love this one. Oh, that one scares me. But to understand that you need a daily method of operation, you should definitely be setting your alarm clock every day. You have to have really solid positive affirmations. Mine take the form of sticky notes all over my house. Okay, you ask my wife where our house looks like that movie, A Beautiful Mind, where it's just like notes everywhere. We look like we're going crazy. Getting your calendar set up as well, learning your communication, how you talk to people, being able to future pace people, like, oh, when you get started, or once you start making money with this, or you know, like to help people see a better future for themselves. You're pacing their future. These are things, are actual skills to learn and make sure that you absolutely figure out. And again, this is another really cool thing to think, I'd love to give this stuff to you guys because you guys are here watching this. Who knows who's going to catch the replay? Who knows who's just going to be like, yeah, Bobby just doing one of those things. We're all in this together to continue to learn. And when we're talking skill set, I mean, like, get your butt in order. Like, do you have this stuff? Go ahead and give yourself a rating. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So out of 21, you know, each one of these, you get a rate. Okay, so give yourself 10 points for each one of these. If you know, for a total of there's a maximum of 210 points here, okay? So give yourself 10 points for each one of these that you know exactly, unconsciously competent. Like you could do this with your eyes closed backwards in Swahili. Like you just know this. This is your freaking thing, in your backyard. You're like, dude, I visualize all the damn time. I know exactly what my alarm clock is going to tell me at what time. I've got labels for that stuff. My daily method of operation, I've got 30 points. But then everything else, I'm 0. So you're scoring 30 out of 200, okay? So you get a chance to put 10 points for all the stuff you're really good at. And then, you know, give yourself, I don't know, 5 points in case I'd be like, I know how to do this, but you don't do it already. And then a big fat 0, give yourself a donut if you don't do that part of it. And really, like, you know, measure yourself. I don't need to know your results. I'm not going to do anything with them. So don't try to tell me or send your score into the chat or anything. It's more really just for you. Nobody's going to pay your bills but you. And you may have to go back to a job. For those of you already working a job, bless your heart. Bless your heart for listening to your personal development while you're doing it. If you have because that not everybody can put on headphones while they're working And some people who do, they're like, screw this. I'm listening to AC/DC, man. I don't need to hear this shit right now. I want to go and do something really powerful and just like listen to my music. You know, you get a chance to fill your skill set with this stuff. So really, really take it for this is the stuff that Balazs has taught me. This is the stuff that Grant Cardone has taught me. You know, Jordan Belfort has taught me. Wayne Dyer has taught me. Like, this is the big stuff. This is the real, this is what people do to create wealth in their lives. And if you're not, like right now, you've got a few of these that we're doing right now that are important, like story selling and rapport building, video posts, and creating engagement and your branding and all that stuff. But to understand that this stuff is really, really important is a huge thing. Sorry, someone's unmuted themselves. In case, oh, Susie, did you want to say anything?
No.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Enjoying this?
I didn't realize I was unmuted.
Well, thank you for your loving care. I love you so much. I appreciate you for being here. Guys, I'm going to be on Susie's show in like 10 days. And we're doing an 11/11 abundance show. It's going to be
at 11 a.m. It's 11 a.m. in Australia, so it's what your.
It'll be my 10th on evening and the 10th, but I'll travel into the future for you anytime.
Yeah, you love traveling into the future.
Absolutely, that's why I work in Australia so much. You guys know it's a funny thing. Before all this stuff went down, I had this vision, dream that for some reason Australia was like the Canada down under, and like, you know, it was this feeling that I had to be there in some way, shape, or form. And you know, and then I was like, hey, Clint. I met Clint right back before he was Clint X Morgan, who was just a regular guy. And I was like, you're from Australia, man. That's so cool, man. GPM went to Australia. And back then there was no gas. We were just Global Prosperity Movement. And it was awesome to think, hey, he's an Australian now. And next thing you know, it blew up into all of this. So with so much love and care, I love you guys so much down there. I appreciate you guys so much for being in my life and really helping me.
And I'm loving your new app.
Oh yeah, cool, right? Yeah, my app is awesome. Yeah, it's gonna go through some massive changes. So in case you guys are on Apple right now, and if you're on Google, I'm sorry, or like, you know, you're having Android, it's not. You know what my app guy says? He says, and I'll give you guys straight. He says it's easier to get approved, or it's harder to get approved on iTunes. So we have to go through the hard one first, and then once the app is perfected, and you can see me, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we have to go through like 5 updates, and then we're gonna drop the Google version. He's like, yeah, it'll just save us some time. And I'm like, dude, I'm using a Samsung. Like, can you get me an app that works? Like, this is crazy. Like, so
did you get yourself an iPhone?
Yeah, not yet. I don't want to do that. I have an iPad and I'm on a MacBook. So Apple, I love you. You're great. But you know, I'm not quite using my own app yet, so it's kind of weird. But yes, the app is out. Danger, warning, caution, guys. Please be very until I can figure this out. You guys are all my testing guinea pigs. So you know, if you use the app, please be aware that when I do sessions, there's like a minute where I'm talking about how sacred, how personal, how soulful, how real this is, and how much I respect and sacred trust, because I know the power that I'm dealing with is your soul and your life and your vision and everything. So just be user beware. If you change something, just message me and be like, dude, can I get your thumbs up? I know your app says it's amazing.
Oh, okay. I better do that before I change something.
Yeah, just because it has a lot of hearts or just because it has a lot of dollar signs, I'm still guessing and testing how it all works. But the vibrations are heavy. They're huge. They're magnetic. So yes, in case you're using an Apple, get my app. It's so super cool. It allows you to check whether or not a name works or not. And it will have things like, you know, life path and training videos. And we're going to do so much with it that right now it felt a little weird to put the price that I did on it, because it's a future price. It's going to be, it's like $13 or $10 or something or whatever it is. It's so that it's because that I'm going to put so much freaking value that people are going to pay for it all day long. But right now it's just a name calculator. So I appreciate you guys for supporting me. It's a wonderful feeling to think we're growing there. But as I say, you know, new things are happening, and I wasn't going to wait until 2020 to release my app. I'm like, screw that. I don't care if I have to go through a bunch of bugs. I'm going to get this stuff done now. I'm going to get here with it today. I'm going to make sure this stuff happens now, because I'm not going to wait for the rest of the world to catch up. We are part of the leading edge, the innovation. So in case you guys are doing that now, you're trying out your new things, you're playing with new stuff, you're releasing your new vision or your new program or whatever it is for you, congratulations, you have my full support. Just go easy on yourself if you don't get the results you're looking for. You're early. It's kind of like the guy who lines up for the new iPhone at like 3 a.m. and the store doesn't open till 8. And you're like, I don't care. I'm camping out here the day before. We're going to make a big thing of it. I always do this for the new iPhone release. And some people are like that. So in case you're – or some people are on the other side. They're like, and my cousin's like this. He's like, I'm going to wait for them to fix all the bugs. I'm going to wait for them to release the iPhone 12, and then I'll get the iPhone 11. Because I like it when the phone is, like it's been tested and they've already adapted from it. Then I'll get the phone. So you could be on one side of the learning curve. But if you're on the leading edge, you have to say that those closest to the fire get burned first. Those the front line gets shot down first inside of war. So you have to be prepared to take some bullets in case you're pioneering and championing a new energy while everyone else is still in party mode, and you're being like, no man, the writing's on the wall, we got to take this thing to the new level, the next level. It's about building your brand and building it in there and sharing your message and your vision to the world. People will start to magnetize around you, and then suddenly 2020 they're going to be like, all right, ready to go, and their party hats turn into construction hats, and you're going to want to have that list of things that I showed you there to make sure that you know what it's like to mastermind, or you understand where your confidence is. And confidence is, if you haven't made the money, confidence is in the assurance that you will. The decision that you make that you will. It's not about, oh, well, I still work a job. I know, but this is my exit strategy. Trust me when I tell you this, I ain't giving this up. If it's not you, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you just need to watch me for 2 years. And then when you get in 2 years later, you're going to be like, damn, I wish I got in back when you did, man, because now I really want in. And I could have been so much further along by now. That's the biggest problem they're going to have, is that they didn't join you soon enough. So be that person, that shining light, even amongst the bunch of difference, the bunch of darkness. Who cares? People are always going to want to shoot you down because they don't like it when people want to be better than them and they gave up on themselves. Misery loves company. So if you find yourself around a bunch of people like your family, like that sucks. It's tough to go to a family party because they're all looking at me being like, watch, he's going to talk about water in like 3 seconds. Watch, he's going to tell us all about his numerology. Watch, he's a super spiritual guy. And I'm just sitting there being like, oh, just don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just be normal, and that's why I call you guys my family, because, we get a chance to talk about water and numbers and it's cool. But when I'm with my cousins, when I'm with my parents, it's they're worried about me. They're like, how are you going to make it? And, what happens if nobody buys your app? And like, what happens if nobody buys your machine? I'm like, well, then I'll just do more. I'll work harder. I've always, the universe will take care of me. No matter what I do, I'm going to be okay. I've made it till now. The only difference now is that I'm successfully unemployed. Like I'm not going to go get a job again. I found a resume and I laughed at it. I was like, oh man. And the objective was to deliver exemplary customer loyalty service at a retention level so that I could absolutely further the company's goal and mission. I'm like, excuse me while I throw up on this thing. And it's funny because I threw it away. I wish I could show you. I had like 9 or 10 jobs in there that were all like bullet point, and that was like a third of my actual work history. And there's like these weird like gaps in the years to try to like people. And one person called me on it. He was like, well, how come you haven't been working in this area here? And I'm like, oh, I was entrepreneur, and I'm like trying to like make stuff up as to like why I had no work history. And it's like because I was I was building my own business and I had my own product thing, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, so I had to go back to work. And at that point, when I say that, then next thing you know, they're like, oh yeah, I know how that goes. And they're like, I relate to you. And that feeling is there when you're honest. I should have put there, from this and this year, I didn't do shit. And because I couldn't get nothing done, and people would just be like, then they wouldn't ask me. But now I look at it, I'm like, I never need a resume. I know I'm not going to do it. I know that if I need to learn something or grow somewhere or do something, I'm going to talk to Balaj. I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm going to go do some go lives. I'm going to go and express new power. I'm going to go and open up one of these books and read them. I'm going to go and I'm going to figure something out. And that's exactly what we need to do here is put everything on the table. Okay. Like take your deck, Take your deck of cards, all of them, from I got started to I quit. Everything, every choice that you have, just in your mind's eye, go ahead and pick, and card 52, like pick up 52 and just throw it all on the table, and then turn them all and put them all around you. And the one that says I quit, take it and chew it up. One that says I'm not good enough, take that one and throw it away. The one that says I can't do this, take that one and throw it away. And you're going to have a short deck. You're going to be shorthanded. You're going to be running with a few cards short of your deck. And people are going to look at you that way. I don't care. Neither should you. As long as you know that you can pick blind, and any card that you pick is not going to say, that's it, I'm done, I can't do this anymore. No card you pick up that will say, I'm not worthy of this, I shouldn't, nobody wants to buy from me. You can't find that in your deck anymore. That's what being an entrepreneur really means to me, is that you decide that I will not fail. I will not do this anymore. So I beg of you guys, this is the real message that I will speak every single month. And I absolutely want to do that. Now, I promised myself that I wouldn't do this. This wasn't going to go on for more than, like 90 minutes to 2 hours. So we're at the 90-minute mark right now. So and at this point, I'm like, okay, I've gotten my preach. I've got a chance to speak what I needed to speak. I've said what I needed to say. We're going to go in through a work zone. I've warned you once. I've already warned you. I've already been saying this. I'm going to warn you one more time next month. And then at that point, you're going to see a different Bobby. You're going to see a different version of me. And you are welcome at my table. You are welcome at my house. You guys are what feeds me. And I appreciate you guys for being a part of my life, for being here with me. You guys will always be a part of my family. I will always hold a sacred space for you. Please don't take any offense if I look at you kind of like I'm supposed to know you, but I don't quite remember. I literally have to detach from myself in a very sacred way to honor and respect the space that you have, the privacy that you deserve. I will purposely just forget. And I know that, because even right when I'm done and I have to go and make your report, I have to look back and be like, what was the birthday again? What was your middle name again? Because I won't remember it. And that's a wonderful feeling to think, hey, your stuff is safe with me. And even now, I don't even record your sessions anymore. They're yours. Okay, so the recordings for this are inside the Numerology Alumni. I put them all in there. I'll put this one in there as well. So this is what I needed to say. Now, this is an open forum. This is an open space. If you're dealing with some stuff and you would like to go through it here, if you've got a numerology question, if you've got hey, Bobby, you said something about this, or hey, this is my big win, or this is what I'm dealing with right now, or maybe you want to stand up for yourself and express something. This digital campfire that we're in right now is the perfect space. I've loaded you guys all up with some really strong love vitamins. So you guys are like super nutritious right now. In case anyone needs to go through this right now and we have to have an experience, it's fine. You could just unmute yourself. If I see you unmuted, I'll interrupt myself and I'll see you there, and we can talk about what you need to go through. Because after our session, things may have turned upside down. Maybe things didn't turn upside down. Maybe we need to go through it further. But if there is that stuff, this is the place to do it. So just in case you're like, fuck, I can't order another session. The stuff was expensive, man. I don't have that. I can't. Okay, I get it. And that's why this is here. I get it. And that's why we do this. And that's why if you're watching the recording, get here for next month. It's funny because this chat group that we're in, this was the precursor to the group. It hit max capacity. And I was like, whoa. There was like 100, 200 people in there. I'm like, whoa, I can't add any more to the group chat. And then, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, people opt out and they leave the group. And I'm like, what? Did I do something? They're just like, no, I just don't like having another group chat that everybody's in, and I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm like, whoa, okay, fine. So there's space for some new clients in there. I will always want to keep that thing as close as I can to max capacity, but the group is where we want to keep people. There's no max capacity in a Facebook group. So this is going to be a space for us to grow into. This is a safe space for you to promote your offer. If you've got a cool, like who is it? Sean and Jessica, if anybody's doing business athletes, they've got their own program that was spawned off of Enagic, but it's their stuff. Go ahead and promote that in there. If you have your own thing that you want to share with people. You may be tarot, you may be astrology, you may be some kind of really cool thing. There's the Psyche stuff, whatever you got, the abundance codes, whatever you do, as long as what you do brings value to someone else's life, I will sanction that. For the same reason you took your hard-earned money and decided to give it to me so that you could listen to me talk to you about your life. For that reason alone, I will honor whatever it is that you choose to promote to the group. This is a healing space. All of you guys have gone through your stuff. So I'll give you guys one last bit of training because nobody's unmuting. So in case you want to, you can. But I'll end it with this. Your vibe is intrinsically important. Okay, so let's see if I can do this, and let's go into here. And what we'll do is we'll talk about this real quick. This is what I wanted to bring our attention to. This is a list of the different things that people align when they work with me, okay? So when we get a chance to see this stuff, this, here we go, it's gonna quickly put, this is a cool little checklist of all the different vibrations that are available. Pretty neat. That's what helped me build my app. But then this guy here shows up with all of the cool different places that you can show up with, okay? So some of these you haven't even considered to think, damn, my phone number, really? Yeah. If you add up your entire phone number and it adds up to a 7, guess what? That phone call is going into voicemail and you're never going to check it, okay? So just in case you want to really get really technical in here, your phone number, your address, everything has a vibration. And you get a chance to see, does this work? Do I use this? Is this something that's going to help me? Is this a good vibe? Is this a powerful vibe? Some of them may need to be quiet. Some of them may need to be pretty powerful. Some of them may want to show up with love in it, okay? Like some of them want to show up that are going to actually help people. You can't use your name for all of these, but I'll tell you this, your Zoom name, half of you guys have got a really shitty looking Zoom name, and you guys have paid me a lot of money to find out a name that works. So if it like, and I'm just going to pick on, let's see here. I'm not sure if Vicky S, Kevin O, Charlie iPhone, or Cheryl V Rosso, that's what's up. Sally E Tadina, I'm like, Sally, come on, baby, we're married now. I changed hers to Sally U Perryhart. Emily Figgis, I'm pretty sure we put ML Figgis on your chart. So, and I can see some people be like, oh shit, I'm changing my name. And so really, this is a wonderful space, a perfect example to think, is this the vibration that I want to show to the world when I need to take in energy, when I need to take in a vibration, when I need to show up with attention and an attention span, or maybe I need to say something, perhaps maybe I'm speaking on a webinar, I'm speaking on a team call, or I've got a small little chat or a huddle or something. A Zoom handle is one of the easiest ways to start. And what you would do I get a chance to do this? Let's just see if I can do this. Let's try to share my desktop. And what it'll try to do is Zoom preferences. And then inside of preferences, where is it? Going to be somewhere in here. Ooh, I think it's not in here, but this one's cool, right? You can do something like this. Whoa. Does anyone feel like this when I do this? So how about, let's see if I got, it doesn't share to show up. Edit my profile. Okay. So it may be somewhere inside of here that shows up as a vibration to actually change. Okay, it's incorrect. I think I may have changed my password. But to change it permanently, you could. Oh God, I look like my virtual background is still here. Okay, so you could, or just go into your participants and actually like change your name. Okay, but I would suggest that you do. So Vicky S, I can't change my US Zoom name. So Vicky, what did we name you? I'm just gonna change it for you real quick, and then it'll at least change it right now. But if you want to let me know what we changed your name to, you were using one like it's like I think you put it on your stuff there. I'm just gonna quickly double check, and you must have found it from my thing because obviously it was a little bit different than what we came up with. But let's see if I can find it. So it was it's like this. Vicky and then Marie, like that. So I'll change it right now because I can rename you, but there are ways to change it on your profile so that you can log on right away and change it. Sometimes you have to just change it on the call, but this is a place where you show up. Fiona O. Falzone, there, like, again, you're using the number that I gave you, which is a very powerful feeling. Then there's a tough one. Sally is not, I changed it. It was Sally E. Tadina when you came online, but then I changed it because I'm like, yo, we Perry Hars now, baby. And then I'll pick on my boy, Kevin O'Charlie. It says Kevin O'Charlie, iPhone. And the iPhone part's like messing you up because that's that vibration. That's like, oh shit, that's not part. I didn't do that. I didn't name you Kevin O'Charlie iPhone. So that happens. If you're on an iPhone, it's going to show up iPhone at the end of it. So you have to recognize that this is some of that stuff that actually helps, or is it going to make or break you? So we really, and do we believe in this stuff? People are like, really? Does the name mean that much? After an hour of talking to you about who you are and you're sitting there being like, I don't even have any questions. This is spot on. What the hell? It's like, you know me my whole life. Take that further and recognize that the name that we give you is going to have a massive level of power. Okay? So, guys, it's been absolutely amazing. Get ready for a freaking crazy month. Mercury's in retrograde. So, you think you had some tough stuff? To top it all off on the shit cake of life, in drops the cherry. The denser planets are messing with our atmosphere. And you could be the type of person who's affected by the planet, or you could be the type of person who's like, yeah, just any other Tuesday, bro. Let's keep this thing running. I'm absolutely going to make sure shit's going down, and I'm going to make something with my life. Doesn't matter what rain, snow, or crappy weather, it's shining on the inside. You could have $5 in your hand and still have $1 million in your mind. Don't forget that, guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. This is so much fun. Cannot wait. I'm going to go and sort out my calendar right now for the last Numerology Alumni Series episode of 2019. Coincidentally enough, is going to be the 8th. It's going to be the 8th episode. And in case anybody pays attention, that's the vibration of magnetic wealth. That's the one. We're going to have a really big party. It's going to be awesome. And we'll do something for New Year's for sure. But that's going to be like we're cutting ahead of the curve here. So thank you, everyone. Go out there, hug your dog, kiss your kids, love your wife, go get some water, go get some breath of fresh air, do what you got to do. And I appreciate you guys so much all day long, okay? So I will talk to you guys soon, okay? Take care. And actually, wait, Nikki's saying, I missed the part where we talked about the Women's Day. December 7, or it's going to be December 8 if you're in Auslan. We're doing women's only. It's going to be a gender only call. And it's awesome because we got to validate a lot of the masculine energy, or societally understood masculine energy that goes on inside of our charts. I have a lot of feminine energy in my chart. My wife has a lot of masculine energy in hers. That's why we work so well together. And also why we have a lot of challenge together as well, is because we hold energy that's really light and dark, good and bad, male and female, up and down. We are a complex configuration of energy. And sometimes, especially, in the 21st century, 20th century, it's been challenging for a specific gender. Okay, women have had the tough end of the piece of the puzzle here for a long time. And you guys are now entrepreneurs. You guys are wearing pants, bringing home the bacon, or the vegan bacon if you guys are vegetarian, whatever it is. You guys are creating wealth. You're retiring your husbands. You're doing massive level thing, becoming epic level of leaders inside of your organizations. I work with women 90% of the time. 90% of you are women. So the reality is that to understand the fact that your energy needs to be validated, what men are dealing with, how to bridge that communication gap. And really, I'm going to give you guys some powerful stuff for 2020. It's going to help settle the score. It's going to evolve you. It's going to definitely build gender relations. We're also doing the same thing for men. And the thing that we're doing, Vicky, is basically for you guys. This is not an offer for anyone watching the replay. Shame on you for not getting here live. For any of you guys on here, if you join the women's call or the men's call, you will also get a copy of the Wealth Alignment webinar and certification. It's my 3-hour training webinar. It's a precursor to my bigger work, and it's basically the full-on webinar of what I showed you guys earlier, but it's an absolute epic. I'm selling it for $111 on its own right now, and that's something that I'm going to be promoting to people who don't know me. So you guys get a chance to see it and have an actual digital copy and an actual audio copy, as well as a certification that I'm going to prepare for you guys. And it's yours for no extra cost if you be there And this is something so super cool. So Vicky's like, I already joined the Wealth Alignment. Yes, you did. So I don't know what else I can offer you there, but I'll say this. If you're already part of the Wealth Alignment, who is that? That's M and Vicky. If you guys, and Sally, and Sally owes me a lot for the sessions we've had. Just kidding, but I owe her. But if you guys come in there, I'll give you guys a half an hour session on me, and we can continue talking about what's happening next. But because I don't have anything else to get to you guys right now. Ooh, sorry. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and if you do want to be there, I would definitely recommend that you are. I'm going to give you guys compatibility reports as well. So one for you and one for your partner, but that's about it. Okay, I got to go. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys in the chat. And do me a favor. Can you guys just maybe, I'm just going to quickly take a quick little screenshot of this to let people know that this was actually real. If you want to or do the same, what would be nice is if you guys could share it with your social media and just be like, oh, we were on the call today. And Bobby and I, we do this every month. And this is my community. This is what we do. We actually hang out all the time. And we basically we grow and we get each other, we get better from each other. So just in case you guys are going to take pictures of that, would absolutely love it if you guys just shared it with your social media. Would do me a really huge favor, and love you guys. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon, and have a great night. Have a great November. Take care, guys. Bye.